Normal distribution part 1, we explained about what is normal distribution and what are the data, continuous data and discrete data like that we have learned. Today we will go to the rest of the lecture, normal distribution part 2. Then under this we will explain characteristic of normal distribution. We can learn more about normal distribution if we are learning about characteristic of normal distribution. Then we all know continuous data set may show the continuous probability distribution. Then the normal distribution is a continuous probability distribution. If we are getting continuous data set, if we draw a graph, then the graph we can get like this graph. Then the shape of this graph is bell shape. Therefore, graph is bell shaped curve. Then and also then it has a midpoint. It has a midpoint that is called mean. Then from the mean we can divide this graph into two sections, two equal halves, that is called symmetrical. Therefore, this graph is symmetrical about the mean. Symmetrical about the mean. If we are learning these three graphs, then the first graph is the normal distribution. Then second one skewed to right, and third one skewed to left. Then you can see in the skewed data distribution, we can see mode, median and mean are in different places. Then in the right skewed and also left skewed, and both are like that. But in the normal distribution, those mean, median and mode are at the peak and all are same. They are exactly at the peak and same value is there with the mean, median and mode. Then therefore, when you are going to characteristic of normal distribution, another characteristic is data in normal distribution is not skewed. Then mean, mode and median are exactly at the peak at the center. And the next one, 50% of the area under the curve lies to the left of the mean and other 50% are in the right of the mean. Then therefore, the right side of the graph is a mirror image of the left side. Right side of the graph is the mirror image of the left side. Then exactly equal. The meaning is exactly equal. That is called symmetry. Then exactly symmetrical. This graph is exactly symmetrical due to half of the data is in the left side, other half of the data is in the right side. Another property or characteristic of normal distribution is then this graph never touches. This graph never touches the x-axis, horizontal axis. Therefore, these tails are called asymptotic, which means that they approach to the x-axis but never quite meet the horizontal axis, x-axis. That is another property of the normal distribution. The next characteristic is the area under the normal distribution curve represent probability. Area under the curve represent the probability, and the total area under the curve sums to 1. Why? Then one half is there and another half is there in the left side and right side, and 0.5 in the left side, 0.5 in the right side, If we add those together, the sum is the 1. Then the total area under the curve sums to 1. That is another character. Then you can understand that 0.5 plus 0.5 equal to 1. Then another property is the most of the data remains around the center. Then here you can understand 68% of the area around the mean. Therefore, most of the data remains around the center. Center mean at the mean, near the mean, around the mean. Then that is another characteristic of normal distribution. Then we'll come to the last stage. Actually, continuous data follows normal distribution. Earlier also we mentioned that, no? Continuous data, if we draw the graph for the continuous data, we can get the continuous normal distribution graph like this. Then continuous data maybe with the decimal points or fractions like that from the normal distribution part 1 I described you. Then examples, plant height, pod weight, body temperature, exam results like that, those continuous data. Then those continuous data follows normal distribution. Actually, from this video, we have learned what are the characteristics of normal distribution. Therefore, you have learned more about normal distribution. Then from the next video, normal distribution part 3, we can learn about how can convert this normal distribution into the standard normal distribution or set core values.